meeting to order. If you all please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. My app is not, oh, there it goes. The meeting minutes from 5/21. You guys get a chance to look at that?
Yep. Move to approve the planning commission meeting from May 21st, 2025. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
We could do roll call?
Oh, that'd be a great idea. Roll call, please. I got way ahead of myself. Go ahead.
Chair Gutierrez,
Present.
Vice Chair Poikert,
Present.
Commissioner Gilbert,
Present.
Commissioner Espander,
Present.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Present.
all present, 2 vacancies.
Thank you. Also, do we have any oral communications on items not on the agenda?
No, we don't.
Okay, now we got back on track.
You're on.
That was,
cooking
my
now.
brain was already 3 steps ahead today. All right, our item we have. Ready for it now, finally.
All right, good evening, Chair. Planning Commissioners. So tonight before you, the applicant, Bapfish Holding, has requested the Planning Commission review and consider conditional development permit 2024-0001 and precise plan of design 2024-0002. So before we get into the site location, a little bit of background. I mean, obviously the Planning Commission is aware this came to a public hearing on May 7th and was continued, and then further continued from that meeting. So it went to the 21st, got continued a second time, and so we're here today. In your staff report, you'll find that there's some responses to some of the comments that came from the original hearing. There you go. And so we'll just get right into it. So the site location is on the north side of the 210 and Alder Avenue, Stonehurst there. The project site is actually 2.5 acres. It has an existing office and some permits for electricity. It was previously used for various, I guess, office and personal storage. So the proposal here tonight is for an expansion of a truck yard. So to the east, you can kind of see there's an existing truck yard by Ford Gen Logistics. To the north is the Robertson's Ready Mix. You have some storage containers to the east there, sorry. Ford Gen to the west. And then to the south, you have some other industrial uses, precast. And then there's a couple of salvage yards with some non-conforming dwellings there as well. But the site itself is within the Rialto Airport specific plan. The entire area there and its surroundings are all in the general manufacturing. The proposed site design shown here on the slide kind of shows that the site will have 2 entrances or access or driveways onto Stonehurst, I should say. So it'll have ingress and reciprocal access through the existing truck yard there. One of the driveways on the westerly will have full access, ingress and egress and egress. The farthest driveway to the east there would be an exit only. So the site here just kind of identifies and highlights some of the uses. Again, the office is existing, but the applicant is proposed to put the appropriate screening along the front there. In some cases, that could mean 12-foot high wall with some berming. In other cases, the minimum would be 8 foot. So just depending on the line of sight there on how close some of the storage items get to the wall. The site will have the lighting, landscaping, and engineering has kind of weighed in on their requirements for the street improvements as well. So the site is kind of laid out with 39 trailer stalls, 28 autos, and then 7 bobtails there to the west end. And just a little overview of the landscaping. There is about 25% of landscape area on the site. Most of that kind of comes because of the water quality management basins that are on site and going to be landscaped as well. But there is also the required landscape setback along the front. And then the trees on site, a perimeter at 30 feet on center. So just a project summary. This project being in the general manufacturer, it's consistent with that zone in the Rialto Airport specific plan, along with Chapter 18-104, which addresses the outdoor storage uses, as well as the city's design guidelines. Listed here are some of the goals for the general plan that the project is consistent with, 2-22 and goal 3-1. This project is exempt, categorically exempt under section 15332 of CEQA. And in your staff report, you'll find all the substantiating documents for that as well. This project was publicly noticed to all the property owners within 660 feet, posted in the newspaper, and then the site was posted as well. And that is all I have. Actually, the recommendation, sorry. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission determine that the project is categorically exempt as a Class 32, and then afterwards adopt the resolutions Exhibit I and J to approve the conditional development permit and the precise plan of design, respectively. That's all I have for you tonight. The applicant is present. Should you have any questions?
Okay. We'll reopen the continued public hearing, and then we'll ask first if any, we can have the applicant speak first if you care to speak, and then after that, any questions of commissioners? Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Killen from Tate and Associates, representing Mr. Riggio. This property has been owned and in his family for over 50 years. It was an expansion site for 4Gen when they occupied the property to the west, and staff and the city approached them to do the improvements to the site, which we started a couple of years ago, and have worked closely with staff, both planning and your public works department. I think there's a necessary interest to make the improvements along Stonehurst. I hope I didn't break something down there. So we've reviewed all the conditions of approval. We've had a good back and forth with staff and also with your city attorney, and understand the requirements of the conditions. So I'm here available for questions, and yeah, we're willing to accept the conditions of approval as drafted.
Okay. Well, can I ask you, what caused the repeated continuation? What was the holdup?
That's my fault.
What's that?
That's my fault. The first continuation, I think we were caught in an accident on the 91 freeway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I last minute gave a call over to Paul, and he was kind enough to continue us to a date certain. The second was some confusion related to the parameters of the approval as an expansion only. There's an existing non-conforming residence on the site for a long time. That was kind of a junkyard condition. That's sort of to our, you're familiar with the property probably. That's to the southeast. And we thought that was just an office. Once it was identified as being occupied, of course, then we fell within the parameters of the code requirement. So, so the second continuance was us waiting kind of back and forth on, what flexibility there was related to that. And your attorney was kind enough to work with ours, and we worked all that out. So, okay. Staff's been great. Happy to, it's my fourth project in Rialto, so been here a couple times, and appreciate everybody's support.
I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the previous meeting, we got a letter stating that the city agreed with the expansion, and they referenced City Code 18.104.0525.c. This does not require that the existing truck yard and proposed truck yard be operated as a single or business, otherwise, or otherwise have any affiliation with one another. Was there ever a thought that might be two businesses, or was just consolidating?
Well, Ford Gen made substantial improvements there for their truck charging conditions and so forth. And they expressed an interest in continuing. Originally, they were using it as container storage.
Okay.
They have expressed interest through a lease, because it's separate ownerships, to be able to continue their truck charging operation and container storage. If you look on the north side of 4Gen right now, they've got the seafaring containers stacked up on one side, so there's a clear interest in gaining more floor area to expand their business.
So you're continuing as two entities or one?
Well, it's two separate ownerships,
Okay,
so it's a lease that creates the
Okay, I got you
the
now.
relationship. Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much for clarifying that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Do we have any requests to speak on this item?
No, sir.
Move to close the public hearing.
All in favor? Okay. No opposed? All right. Do we have a motion?
Move to determine that the proposed project be categorically exempt from the requirements of the California Environmental Quality Act, of CEQA, as a Class 32 infill development project, and to adopt the attached resolution Exhibit I and J to approve CDP 2024-0001 and PPD 2024-0002 respectively, to allow the development and operation of the truck yard expansion on 2.5 acres of land at 2160 West Stonehurst Drive, Assessor Parcel Number 1133-071-08 and 09 and 10, subject to the findings and conditions therein.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I think our attorney wanted to say something?
I was just going to clarify, I think the motion stands and we don't need to make any changes, but the exhibits that include the resolutions are actually exhibits K and L. So I just wanted it on the record just so that we acknowledge they just had different letters.
Okay, okay. No problem. All right. Next. I think that's our only item, right? And Community Development Department comments.
Nothing for me this evening. Paul, do you have anything?
Just one comment. The grand opening for Handle will be
Oh,
June 7th,
Saturday, right? Yeah.
Saturday, yes.
On my birthday.
Also, run what you run.
Oh, is that still going?
This weekend?
downtown.
Here?
This weekend?
Yes.
I haven't been so many years. Okay.
Well, you sold your car.
Yeah, I got another one, but I still haven't been. Yeah. Well, good deal.
And Commissioner stole my second comment, so thank you.
All right. Commissioner comments.
Move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed. Okay, we're breaking records these last few meetings here. Thank you.
Well, no, we were quicker last week.
6 minutes.